Chicago, I greet you this day of heats and light, vibrancy and general smokery. According to TikTok, we are now to greet the tide of hot girl summer, leaving weird dude winter forever in our wake. The hashtag's glistening in the never-ending abode of the hottest girl of summer, the sun herself, beaming boundless bliss, raw and raw, argent and gleaming, toasting the atmosphere until 8 fucking p.m. now. Giving all on Tinder, Grindr, and LinkedIn a fucking run for the medal, because the sun can go all night. It's goddamn nice out, Chicago. And that's not the Stockholm syndrome of living in a city where the air hurts your face 60% of the time. That's just the fucking reals, man. According to NBC5's Paul Diano's tweet of doom on May 2nd, quote, since March 21st, only one of the past 42 days, Chicago has been sunny. What's normal? 10 to 11 sunny days. We've been shorted a week and a half of sunshine, closing with sunless in Chicago. And that's sun with a U, not an O, because he's not a cougar on OnlyFans. Nay. He's a flower waiting to bloom, looking for a different kind of D, the vitamin kind. And here we are now, all of us baking our crescent rolls off in the midday broil once again, as the earth slings us around the cosmos, forever controlling the great thermostat, not listening to us when we say it's too fucking cold in here. But this is not why I come before you today. Great city of hot meats, with my little paper in my hand, printed letters half there because my printer sucks, trying to make sense of all that I wrote in humility. No! The enchanting solar radiance is not my complaint. It is, however, why I smoked half of the sour diesel I got from the dispensary today, because you cannot shock me out of a gray fog with a grill out day and Grubhubbable weed, Chicago, without expecting me to be out of fucks and higher than a billionaire. Like, the air out there is literally scented with barbecue sauce. I've only got blood in my veins, man. I'm not an Avenger. I'm too squishy. No. The reason I come before you humbled in fine feather and in the pink today, Your Majesty Chicago, is because I got some pre-summer complaints that must be addressed. Now, normally I know the protocol is to address the mayor of the city with said complaint, starting your formal letter with the most honorable, etc., but listen. City Hall can only do so much, or like it doesn't. Or it does it in the wrong direction, or it decided to build a casino behind the Tribune. It would be like a solid spending plan post-pandemic, pre-new pandemic, in a city still shook by the Lime scooter invasion of 2019. Plus, right now the mayor of Chicago isn't catching any pop flies, if you know what I mean. I don't. Like I said, I'm blazed. Smokier than a fucking school bus driver's jacket, man. Mayor Lori Lightfoot's approval rating is like 13% as of March 2022, and recently there was a couple of shootings, and crime is on the rise, which brings me to my point. Summer is coming, and we are not ready. For those of you like me who are transplants to the city, and your accent shows it, but you did your time, reading a DC comic takes on new meaning. You understand how a population can be shook by a freeze ray, heat ray, man-eating plants, and the mayor looks like the Joker? You get it. Though Bill Finger and Bob Kane based the Batman City originally loosely on New York City, Google it. A lot of the imagery, mostly back alleys, or gangways, as I just learned they're called here. I also just learned what a French room was. Like, recently it's like I got into the VIP section of Chi-Town, but there's no drinks and I got a parking ticket. Anyway, the original Gotham City is based on Chicago visually, and since Chris Nolan's epic love poem to Kevlar and Krav Maga, that was the Dark Knight trilogy, Chicago's basically Gotham City now. No take-backsies, it's here, this is where it is. It's a good thing we've all been doing Wordles, because the Riddler could bust out and go Wheel of Fortune on us at any second. But that does not mean that Chicago is the crime hellscape the media says it is. And by the media, I mean stuff your parents watch, trolls on TikTok, and people you meet at a gas station. You're thinking of Detroit, which ranks higher now. But hey, the summer is nigh. Despite what post-Chicago Tribune writer and guy who hits on you at a Marriott lobby bar, John Cass, has to say about Chicago's, quote, river of violence, Chicago isn't even in the top 10 of the most dangerous cities in America. It's safer than 9% of U.S. cities, didn't even crack the top 100 most dangerous cities according to Neighborhood Scout, and is only 7th in the nation when it comes to murder. So we can chill a little bit because weed's legal and we're not St. Louis. But Chicago is a city. And if you get enough people paying rent, cross-eyed crazy because 2 years locked inside because of a pandemic, and then you turn the heat up and your mid-tier level Gotham City villain city officials tell them it's okay to get loose. You've ever been to a kid's party in a water park? Imagine that, but everyone makes their own decisions without any parental supervision, and then the Cubs have a game and the suburbs get invited. So instead of writing to Mayor Lori Lightfoot, it is to you, Chicago, that I bring this formal complaint, this letter of issue, this grievance that I wrote whilst draining the last of my emergency pizzas and Girl Scout cookies too high to adequately Google enough statistics to come to the mayor that isn't popular with reasons they need to get their shit together, so I'm looking at you. Dear Chicago, like all weather we have endured in the Midwest, you know it's fucking coming. So we can all agree this year that we just don't do the following things. 1, we get it, Trent, IPAs are the shit, but some of us just don't like our beer to taste like a Christmas tree pissed in our mouths, and we don't want to get drunk off of one fucking beer, so we're not going to fight about it. 2, in the end, pizza's just gonna pizza. Whether you like it in a bread bowl quiche or flat, square, and correct, we're just gonna be happy we got any in the first place. We're not gonna fight about it. Number 3, should you live in Wrigleyville, it's a gentle reminder that the Dropkick Murphys wrote other songs, and you should celebrate their catalog diversely when stoop drinking ensues. Either way, we're not gonna fight about it. Number 4, stop signs, crosswalks, turn left arrows, speed limits, and one-way signs are not suggestions. This is non-negotiable. Number 5, your sports team or political hero makes more money than you and doesn't give a fuck if you defend their honor at O'Houlihan's over poppers and shots. You want to get into it, settle it in your softball league like a champion. We're just not going to fight about it. And number 6, we're going to agree that we live in a city. Remember that it's been a bit since we got loose in each other's physical space. So just remember that we're all in this together. We got to watch our areas, be patient with each other, and party when it's time. Because Chicago, summer is coming and we're kind of on our own. It's either that or one of you humps gets off their ass, hits the bag, learns Krav Maga, 3D prints some tactical armor, and becomes the fucking Batman. And that's all I got. I love you. Good night. Chad the